my dear students, myself Johnson. Welcome to the digital initiative taken by the MMSK. Hope in this pandemic situation you all are staying at your own home with your lovely parents. Let's start today's topic. Hello students of class 9. Today I am going to describe the short view or summary of the chapter Iswaran the Storyteller. It is written by R.K. Laxman, and in my previous class I have already provided you some important value points and some notes about the author. So in this video I am going to describe the first part of the story, and in my next class I will give you the last part of the story. So it's a very interesting story and you will have fun whenever you are reading or listening or watching this video, this class. It's a very funny one, so stay tuned and keep learning. So basically the story is about Iswaran and was told to Ganesh by a junior supervisor named as Mahendra. So Mahendra, who used to work in a firm which offered on hire supervisors at construction sites like factories, bridges, dams, etc. So his work involved moving from one site to another. So he was unmarried and adjusted well to odd conditions because his needs were very simple. So that's the details about the supervisor Mahendra, who is going to describe the story to Ganesh. About whom? About Iswaran. Who was Iswaran? Mahendra had a dedicated cook named Iswaran. He was like an asset because he would cook for Mahendra, wash his clothes, and also chat with him at night. Iswaran was a master storyteller and would make up innumerable stories on different subjects. Another quality of Iswaran was his ability to improvise cooking materials even at the remotest place. He could cook delicious dishes quickly as if he were doing some magic. So he has a magical quality. Mahendra's daily routine started with getting up early and leaving for work after breakfast. So he would also carry lunch with him. So when his master was away, Iswaran would use his time to finish. So when his master was away, Iswaran would use his time to finish up daily chores and have a leisurely bath after that. After lunch, he would read for a while and then take a nap. And that's the interesting twist in it. Iswaran was fond of reading very popular Tamil thrillers. Their imaginative descriptions and narrating styles would fascinate him. So, influenced by these thrillers, he would add suspense and surprise even to the smallest incident during storytelling. So, he has the ability to improvise the stories. And also, the biggest quality in him was the storytelling quality. So Mahendra loved his style and would listen to Iswaran without interrupting him because he got some enjoyment from Iswaran. So Mahendra loved this style and would listen to Iswaran without interrupting him. Iswaran would start a story with an introduction that is called as prologue. We already knew about it. So in which he would lay the background about a character. Usually the negative characters were taken by him. So whose story was followed, the negative character story. Then he would describe an elaborate incident involving that character. While describing, Iswaran would get carried away and would jump about on the floor. So not only he was giving the details of the story or telling about the negative characters, but also he acts like that. So he would continue narrating and build up a situation that required a savior or a hero-like character to resolve it. And who was the hero in his stories? Just imagine. Here he inserted himself in the story as the hero. He would confront the negative character and magically disarm him in a snap, within a second, within a minute. He disarmed the negative characters because he was the hero in his own stories. So once he told Mahendra a story about, it's an example of his storytelling quality. Once he told Mahendra a story about an elephant that had escaped from the jungle and destroyed everything that came its way. So what happened in the next? When it reached Iswaran's school, everyone got terrified on watching the tusker pull the football goal post and volleyball net. Iswaran told that he was a student of the junior class at that time. Still, he grabbed a cane from his teacher's hand and ran down to challenge the tusker. He tried to scare Iswaran by stamping its feet and kicking up mud. But what happened? But he was so brave that he hit the third tunnel and elephant of the elephant, and the animal shivered and collapsed. So he defeated the elephant, the tasker. Iswaran would leave this unfinished story midway and excuse himself to light the gas and warm up the dinner. So this would leave Mahendra hanging with a suspense. On returning, Iswaran would not pick up the story right away because his mind totally changed during the process of making dinner. So Mahendra would have to remind him that the conclusion is still pending. So it was the Mahendra's responsibility to remind him about the conclusion was still pending. Then Iswaran would wind up and the story describing it as his own heroic deed. However, Mahendra would not feel satisfied and would ask Iswaran to explain how he had brought down the beast. Iswaran would attribute his success to some Japanese art like karate, kung fu, jujitsu, like this, which temporarily paralyzed the nervous system of that elephant. So that's the storyteller, that's the characteristic of a storyteller like Iswaran. So every day Iswaran would recount a new story filled with adventure, horror, suspense. So Mahendra enjoyed them very much. Listening to these stories, even if they were totally unbelievable, Iswaran does entertain Mahendra like a television. So that's all. I'm leaving my class up to this, and you also need to hang up your interest to listen the next part of the story for my next class. So thank you for watching. Hope you have understood up to this, and stay tuned for the next part. Thank you.